hello. Talking about the other campaigns, like, oh, I hope I'll see a reference to Narashiro Knights. The fact that the United Underrealm is attacking is a reference to Narashiro Knights.
Well, exactly.
There was like a chance for like, we come going peace, and like House of Escos was like, we don't want your underhanded peace. Fuck off.
Peace? More like knife in your chest. Am I right, dwarves?
Got him. Okay. You follow the directions. Going down the condemned tunnels, you see the dusty remnants of dwarven mining operations and more the logistics side. The actual tunnels themselves are usually boarded off. Of course, I may have even mentioned this at the start. When the Hill Dwarves won the War of Two Battles, the civil war they had, the main thing that Mountain Dwarves will still complain about is that they sanctioned mining quite heavily, closing down many of the mines that crisscrossed into the mountain and being a lot more careful about the ones that already existed. So, a lot of these places sit somewhat abandoned. For now. Surely they'll be explored in the future. But as you follow the directions to the eastmost one of the tunnels, you see in the dark a light. From going down some stairs, you can see that there's light looking up at them. And in one section where there's tunnels that branch off, one of them is not boarded up and shut and coated in cobwebs. It is pretty standard dwarven. Like, the entrance to the tunnel is like 10 foot by 5 foot. And that entire entryway is blocked off by two dwarves. Standing more or less shoulder to shoulder, blocking that entire shape. There's like a chair, and you can see some like cards out on the chair. But they're just sort of standing there. There's that torch that makes it a bit more comfortable. One is just kind of standing there, just like shoulders. The other is currently rolling some tobacco or pipe weed into a cigarette, which, with big dwarven fingers, is not the most elegant process. And they're like... they're like there's like a slight conversation between them, but it's mostly in like, oh, well, you know, yeah, like that kind of thing. While they aren't like heavily armored or anything, they are clearly they're more like bodyguards than anything else. It's not like there's like knights guarding the entryway. They're not wearing armor and stuff. They're essentially wearing like leather jackets and whatnot, which make them more comparable to like bikers than anything else. But they are clearly blocking the way in. It's not like you could just sneak past them. They haven't really noticed you yet. You haven't like properly approached, but it won't be long before they do.
Who's going to talk to him then?
I'm just like already beelining it towards these guys.
Oh!
Guess we've got our answer there.
I follow behind as backup.
You walk up, and these two mountain dwarves kind of like look at you. One raises an eyebrow, but you know, it's not like they go shing, have at you.
Yeah.
No, they're just like,
What do you want?
yeah. Expect
Well-
to have a mighty good reason.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up to these guys and just say, we need to speak with whoever can give us permission to travel through one of your tunnels.
Why the fuck would we do something like that? Piss off with your permission to go through the tunnels. Everyone's like, yeah.
Let him let's go through the tunnels.
I'll say,
We've been...
perhaps I was not making myself clear. We will be going through one of your tunnels. I need to speak with the person who can give us permission.
I'll allow an intimidation roll.
Sure.
It'll be hard to intimidate such rough biker dwarves like this. Biker dwarves from Mars.
Okay.
Like to see you try, big boy. Yeah, that was like, ugh, yeah. How's the air up there?
It's downside better than it'll be if you get your head crushed.
Yeah, right.
Rest on the mall.
Donaruvian's gonna sashay right in and just.
You
put her
see
hand on your
visible disgust from the dwarves seeing an elf flutter up.
guys- Literally.
Yeah.
I cast Mage
What my
Armor.
accomplices are saying is that we were informed there was a problem and a possible break-in through one of these tunnels, and we've been assigned to investigate. I happen to be able to see in the dark,
Like all of us.
and that's why we're here.
I mean, they can see in the dark too.
Evidently, they didn't see enough.
Oh! You give me a persuasion roll. I was gonna give you advantage, but like I'll you know, that challenging sass is very powerful.
Worth it.
Take away my advantage?
No, I was gonna give you disadvantage because you were trying to like be like very courteous and describing to these dwarven biker bouncers. Who were just like, God, door.
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Not perception.
That's not persuasion.
Not performance. Oh no!
Right down the middle.
Ah! 1 second.
Like, they're gonna be like,
Go on.
Oh! My stream disconnected. 1 sec.
Oh, so it did.
That wasn't a Zoom hiccup. That was my internet going, oh shit! I'm fine. I'm fine. So 1 moment. Oh, the Twitch is showing me red lines.
Oh,
Is it back up?
oh, I'm out of the shot.
I don't know when that was. That could have been at any point.
Yeah, I need to do it hard, I think. Oh, It's always funny when, like, your internet is visibly working, and it's like, no, you don't have any internet. What are you fucking doing? Like, the tubes! The tubes are connected! Okay, we're in. Hacker voice.
You missed it, but we won. Everything's great.
No!
what happened?
You
I respect that.
rolled suboptimally. You have this whole description as sass, and the dwarf looks you up and down and is like, piss off! Hey, a lot of you, shoo! Before we make you shoo.
I'd like to see you fucking try.
Is that a challenge, old man? Like, brings up a... What weapon do I have here? A mace?
Yeah, Dunnigan just like brings them all over to a bomb. Just fucking rests on it, like.
I'll allow an intimidation roll if we're going all
Oh
the
yeah,
way.
you're now gonna see the pride and joy of my character stats.
Okay. He wanted it.
Fear the -3.
Yeah, they look they look at this old man, this big weapon, and they're gonna attack. 1 moment.
This is what I need.
This
More
is what
goblins.
dwarves call diplomacy.
Now Donaruvian
Is
went
that
in front
what
of
the weapon is
Sidian.
called? Diplomacy.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
a good,
no.
like, if we ever do, like, a Jarviskjir CRPG, and it's like, you find this hidden weapon on, like, the body of an elf at a dwarven fort, and it's just a dagger called Diplomacy.
Yeah,
can
isn't
see
that a joke in Borderlands as well? But there's like guns called Diplomacy and stuff like that.
That is a very Borderlands joke, and Borderlands is basically the level of humor I would ever hope to achieve with a game like that. Is that sass? Is that a compliment? Only I know. Please roll initiative. If
Hell
you
yeah.
like pina coladas.
Old man getting slow at his old age.
Well, they're not much faster. They, like, have to take a moment to, like, get their weapons ready and stuff. So all we're waiting is for Donaruvian to get a really good initiative roll.
I thought I had clicked it, but then it was like,
If you like, oh, my belly is rumbling.
there we go.
Warrior needs food.
It's not. Pass the salt.
We just helped spearhead a invasion.
These guys don't know that.
they're also
Their
at-
job is to guard this door.
I should have asked them if they saw any drow walk by.
Yeah, you didn't.
Well,
Donna-
next, guys.
Once these guys get into a position, basically going to clobber this old dwarf in.
You're the fast
It's clear that
elf.
there were one thing was clear: negotiations were short.
I don't want to kill them. They're just
with melee you have the option of non-lethal damage.
Yes.
With magic, you don't.
Non-lethally stab them in the ribs.
I'm kind of assuming that everyone except the mage here will be going for non-lethal.
I was gonna smite, but yeah, good call.
I don't
I
think
think
it's gonna...
smite can be non-lethal. It's like concussive.
So I have in my original set a scimitar and a short sword. Does that correlate with what I took from the Dark
You
Elves?
got short sword and dagger.
Oh, yeah, fuck it. You've already got it set up. Like, a scimitar is good enough. But I mean, logically, you would be using the short sword. You could always go short sword and dagger.
Short sword.
Oh, perfect. They go in wanting to bash the old man when the elf like draws a weapon on them, and you go in for the attack. And like this is more a sign of age because you should have expected this. The dwarves have this stone wall and don't look like they're moving very fast, but when you go in and it goes for the quick, reaction to retaliate against you. They are gonna. How will they retaliate? Is the question. I think they're going to disarm you with the short sword. It's the easy option. It's like one of the things where they get the mace like the hand and like push and like they don't know that you have a gazillion cutlery knives on you, but
Bristling. And a dagger. Come on, no whammies.
that is not a whammy. That's a hit.
Nice. Just right into the
Why is that
kidney.
rolling
Oh dear.
Yeah, that is too big. Please roll a d4.
Yeah, that should
Okey-dokey.
not be rolling.
Too big for me.
My apologies, I do not want that.
Well, you know what?
Exactly the same.
It was fated.
Oh no, it is set up right.
Anything else you'd like to do?
You're right. My perched.
Okay.
That is everything for now.
The thugs will counterattack. They disarm you with a short sword, but you go in with a quick jab, like scraping the guy in the cheek. Like, oh, no one makes me bleed my own blood.
By the way, have you seen any Dark Elves?
This is not a
Sounds
charming
like a-
swashbuckling where you're like, aha, how about you? Oh, well, how about you? No, this is like, oh, fuck yeah! Like, this is a messy brawl in a tight, confined space.
That's how I like it.
forming this kind of shield wall. Like, you can tell that these guys have done this a bunch. They don't, like, advance forward. They're, like, shoulder to shoulder, kind of leaning on the weight of each other, which, I was gonna say makes them pretty strong combatants, but they go and swing, and it's like, okay, maybe they disarmed me, but I'm still an elf fighting a dwarf, effortlessly flow out of the way of the incoming mace, only to get hit by the backswing of their last of two attacks. There we go, English. I only spoke it my whole life. Dealing 4 bludgeoning damage. The other one, yes, the other one is going to try and bash the old man. What's the old man's armor class?
15.
They're going to hit with the first strike for 5 bludgeoning, and they're going to hit with the second for 7. Yeah. They also have, you know, an advantage from fighting like this right now.
I really hope they're not a couple, because if one goes down and they're sad, I will be very sad.
It's going to be one goes down, the other one goes, no! And their health bar gets larger, and they grow on. You know. Classic. Sidian Stoneforge!
I'm gonna move into this space and attack this man.
Please do.
It was a 24.
That's a hit. Sorry, I was setting up some fat beats. Oh!
It's gonna be 13 bludgeoning.
Hell yeah.
That is crazy.
And I imagine that because of like the confined spaces, it's hard to swing my flail, so I literally just like palm the end of it like a basketball and just like slam it into his face.
That's really good. And you feel this guy's nose break under it, right? Luckily, dwarven noses are basically designed to be broken a gazillion times through their life. So
It's like a lizard's tail.
the whole thing just falls off and then it just grows back. Ugh.
Yeah, in dwarven culture, when you do the whole got your nose thing, you literally.
It's literal.
Yeah, you go up to like the 3-year-old like dwarven kid and just BAM!
Anyways, that is my turn.
Yeah, the guy takes it. Blood streaming down the face. Vilnora, things are getting violent.
Yeah. No, that's violent. Okay, guys. I think we can all just calm down and yeah, frostbite.
Slow.
Everyone calm down.
Which one is this? Which one is this on?
I'm going to go for the guy that hasn't been hit yet.
Do you shout cool it as you do?
I think we should all just calm down. Frostbite.
Should all chill out.
Your tits.
They are going to like see this like spray of ice coming, kind of like shoulder behind the mace, and resist to this attack.
Dang it.
Got a really good roll.
So I stepped back. And
Yeah.
Yes, just panicking, just trying to say nice passive words in the background to passively
Like, oh no, you
call
don't have to do
people.
this. Crunch. You know.
It's not too late.
I think old man Dernikin decides when it is or is not too late. Please go.
Old man Dernikin is just gonna just like having taken those hits. Huh. Not bad, kid. That almost tickled. I am raging, and I'm gonna reckless this guy because
Please
I
don't
am
reckless and confined spaces. Not again.
Mom.
Hey! It's the dream. Oh, this guy is deceased, I'm sure. Oh, he takes it.
Oh, really? Well, I rolled pretty badly, I suppose.
Yeah, nearly. Yeah, that's brutal. And especially, like, dwarven ancestor spirits starting to rise in the halls around him, like it takes this hit and backs up and, like, holding his bloody now. His nose is now an innie instead of an outie. And, like looking around, like oh
Yeah, like finally, like manages to look around and there's a mole going.
That would be like, let us pass at this point.
Maybe Donna. The one fighting you is still pretty solid. Like he's deflecting magic. You're like you did stab at him, but like this guy's been stabbed before. Like keep on going.
50. All right. I mean, if they're not going to be dissuaded.
The other one, the one the others are fighting, looks pretty fucking shaken. Like.
It's not that one.
Did you have? Oh, you do have another short sword. That's right. They disarmed the first short sword, and you bring out another short sword. Nearly identical.
Looks like we got Princess Bride.
It is. Yeah, this whole fight is, well, maybe a little bloodier. That second one is a hit.
Dagger that comes out like on top.
The offhand attack is always better. There's just some magic about it. Roll damage.
Why is that rolling a d6? It's set up to roll a d4.
Let us check.
I swear that's set up to roll a d4.
Roll a d4 now.
It is. It's set up to roll a d4. What's it doing?
Am I clicking the wrong thing?
No,
Am I
you click the right thing.
Weird.
I'm just watching the ghost of Ollie reach into my computer and take away any security I feel like I have. Like, maybe he's just going into my Santander account. Like, who knows?
I did wonder if it was if Zoe had clicked short sword damage last time.
No, just roll a d4 and add the what's it's. That's fine.
Well, should we take off?
No, roll a d4.
It's also
it is a
adding
different dice.
It's also adding your strength to damage too, not dexterity.
That even, what? That's something very strange.
I don't know why.
The dagger is very blurst for some reason.
Yeah.
Blast.
Maybe I'll remake that in a moment and try and get it sorted out.
Well, yeah, we'll take a second look at it.
It's a good strike against the dwarf, but it doesn't bring them down. Now, this guy, whose nose has been turned into an excavation tunnel of its own, will back.
Creative with the nose.
You know, I think I will actually. He backs up. He takes a disengage action. He's like, I don't want anything to do with this, and will run actually deeper into the tunnel. Bloop,
Oh no! Don't go.
off into the darkness. Yeah. Up.
Sidian just stands.
Howdy, cowboy. This guy still's got
You're right, the other guy has
elf
a
to
turn.
beat up. Yeah.
You're right. You're not wrong.
He kind of looks like, oh, where you going, coward? Oh, you bloody son of a cow! And then swing at Donna and hit, dealing 5, and then. I think he's gonna. He's pretty secure. I think he's like he looks to Sidian like knowing you're gonna go forward, but doesn't. Can't really do much about it now. And he's gonna hit Donna again. This guy's, he's a credit to the team. You can tell why he's got this job. It's gonna do 8 bludgeoning. This one's a real bone cracker. Sidian.
I'm gonna get to the other side of this man.
Sidled.
And we're gonna see what happens, I guess.
That's a hit.
Great.
Just wearing that biker jacket.
For 12 bludgeoning.
It's a big hit, but it's not a victoire.
Yeah. I just come around and give him a good old flail smash.
Smackadoo.
Just say, you can give up any time. I'm already in your tunnel.
Philnora.
So he definitely is at like half health, right?
He's definitely bloodied. He's looking pretty hurt. And these guys were tough, so
Yeah. I think Vilnora will try and persuade him to like give up.
Yeah, you want to give me?
Yeah, just I will do a roll, but she's saying very much saying it's like, okay, so magic is lethal, and if I mess up, then you die. Please don't let you die, okay?
Such a weird persuasion roll. Like it makes perfect sense.
Oh, I was almost a 19.
It also makes sense why this guy doesn't fucking understand what you're saying. But
if you die, it's on you, dude.
But that takes a bonus action, so you still have an action if
really?
you wanna be like, I gave you a chance.
I gave you the chance.
If you had the chance to change your fate,
Would you?
That's a hit.
His answer was no.
Shadow hand comes and grabs him. Just does a big old.
Oh, that's pretty close. He like grabs the hand, like, you know, surprised by and confused by the magic display happening to him, feeling it chilling the lifeblood within him. And he presses up against the wall, kind of thrashing, but is not.
Yeah. Just a
knocked out.
sickening black inky hand just on his neck, just like just being real threatening. Just like, oh, it was close.
Should we just get past him?
Yeah, actually, he looks like pretty indisposed by this. If you want to just whoosh, that's actually an option right now if you want.
Show
some mercy.
You
Don't have to. You can knock him out if you want.
Shame him.
He will get help.
Yeah, the other one's already gone
He's gone deeper into the tunnels.
to get help. Presumably. But we don't know what's behind here.
Just
exactly.
knock him the fuck out.
Yeah,
You guys kind of like, huh?
Put him in the
Basilian just like, tunk.
Yeah, Don's just like, you should have given up when you had the chance, kid. I am gonna reckless again just to like.
Oh he's already unconscious, dude.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, that was like a narrative option.
Yeah, because
Okay.
he was
yeah,
not able to really act at that
Oh,
point.
I didn't realize he wasn't like.
So maybe you even go for the swing, like, before realizing that he's just kind of
He
like,
just
Yeah,
slaps
he's just
the
like.
ground.
like
"Ah!" Oh yeah, like hit the ground by his head. Oh, dramatic.
Let's
Neat.
put him on the table and he can pretend he's sleeping.
Just lean him against the wall.
Like, you
he's
could put him
still
in
on
that little
duty.
chair, like.
Yeah. Put him in the chair. It'll make me feel better.
Glasses on his face, hold his arms.
Weekend
I mean,
at Dwarfies.
I mean, I think the stab wounds ain't gonna help with that, but
No, it'll be fine. Fine. Just
not our problem at this point.
pour some. Is there alcohol on the table?
There's no table, just chair.
Dang it.
Only
I
chair.
flutter some of the cards that he was playing cards with over him. Just like.
Like at this point, like it's just panic. Like, sure, that's what happens when people are drunk. They drop their cards, like in their beard. Like,
I'm gonna
shower
take
him
his
with a couple
weapon.
of cards.
I like imagining the other three party members are just sort of stood there with arms folded, watching this happen. Like, what is she doing?
I use some prestidigitation to spray some water on his face.
No, that'll wake him up.
No, it's alcohol. It's fine.
I'm just gonna slowly
That's
reach
funny.
in and grab his mace off of the ground and whatever the situation is and just take that with us.
oh, sweet, free mace.
Free mace.
Free real estate.
Or straight up Freemason.
Free mace.
Free mace in.
My hand.
Yeah, there we go. And you can start down the tunnels. The dwarf that got away is far away now, blubbering down into the dark of the tunnels. And this tunnel is not lit. You know, you imagine when these tunnels were in operation, there would be, you know, little lanterns and whatnot. But this is just a freaking open tunnelway. The entryway opens up a bit, but it never really. It would never reach further than 20 feet in width. Usually less than that. But this entryway to the tunnel has a lot of the utility equipment. There is a pile of gravel and loose stone and stuff that's just left there. There's some equipment, mining equipment that's kind of been left to rust. And most interestingly, you see the beginning of a minecart track with, there's minecarts, but there's also one of those little train platforms with the pulley winch that two people can pull on either side to make it move along. It looks kind of broken. Like one of the wheels looks like it's just one of the wheels is just like not on the thing. And there's various other stuff like just lent on it and whatnot, which kind of shows it's not being used. I mean, if there are dwarves further down this tunnel, they aren't using this to get around because it's just left here and like to rust and look kind of crappy. But it's there. And this is just a straight line, just into the dark.
So that's where he went.
Couldn't have gone any other way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could I put the wheel back on if I prestidigitation like a bolt or something?
It's beyond that, but you could make a vehicle's land check to maybe see if you can repair this vehicle.
Hint, hint, person with the land vehicle's proficiency.
Hint, hint, people with the land vehicle's proficiency.
Oh, it's more than one.
So you might be able to get one of you to do it with advantage, with both of you helping out, if you would be interested in doing so.
Yes. What stat will we be rolling for this?
I don't have land. I don't have land vehicles.
You only have water vehicles or no vehicles?
I don't have water vehicles. I've swapped it for other things.
Oh.
I can navigate real well.
Okay, fair. I thought you still had land vehicles.
Write a letter.
In which case, it's just done. And I think this is intelligence. Sadly,
Lovely. Well, at least I have
much help anyway.
because it's like a machine as well.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
I don't believe in. Oh, okay.
It's one of those things you're like, give me a minute, and go up to the thing and heft it up, the big like iron vehicle, and like and like clean the things like yeah, exactly, and like, oh, this will do, and like you don't really believe what he's doing, but by the time he's done, he can like heft the thing back on the track and like and, like it does it works.
Just
and
this thing and Donna Ruby, it's just like
Wait, Sidian, you want to get on the other side of this lever?
No, I want to.
Dernikin makes the exact face I did.
I love the image of Danikin and Vianora on this thing, but Vianora's just being lifted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like one step on the cart and I just stop and
climb
turn
on.
around, and I'm like, after you.
Yes.
Dern
take
is
a
like
place on the
shaking
back.
his head, but will start like.
yeah, the rest of you can sit on the nice like iron platform and the railings and whatnot. Do you want to light? All of you have dark vision, so there's not really a big reason to light a light other than you'll see further and quicker if there's any kind of issue. Would be higher danger going at speed without light, but is that a risk you're willing to take?
I use prestidigitation to put a light on.
There is a lantern. The question is, do you want it to be lit? That's super valuable because you can just go instead of like fussing around with a lantern, just like ding, turn it on. But
It's over here.
do you want the light?
Do we want the light?
We can see for the most part.
Yeah,
and I
but-
don't want things.
I can see really far in the dark.
It's going to be a
as well,
rattly
so-
minecart.
I think our characters could do this in character.
It's a loud fucking minecart. Doesn't matter if you don't matter
Same
if they can't
argument,
see us. Everything
but
down
louder.
here is going to be listening anyway.
Yes, by all means, let us assist the things that live in the tunnel.
I can see really far, and I'm in front.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, but you're facing the wrong way.
That's true.
I could do it with one hand and then look out the front.
Or, if I could make suggestion, I could pump the cart while you keep a lookout.
But if we had the light on, then I could do both.
That is true.
Okay, fine. If you guys don't want me to do the cart, then I'll sit in the back with Donna.
It's not that we don't want you to do the cart. It's that we do want you to look around while we are careening through this hell tunnel, as it were.
Okay, I'll be on the lookout.
You could sit-
and no light. We're not doing the light.
Bing. Down to darkness. And you can sit on the little bench in the back.
if this ends up going off a friggin' cliff, I told you so.
Well, if you hit your head, there will be no difference.
And you can
So
start.
I'm just making sure. Is everyone happy with this arrangement right now?
The old people.
Is everyone consenting to going in the dark,
No.
careening down a tunnel?
I feel like I'm outvoted here anyway, so it don't damn well matter.
Poor dear.
Gonna be
Lift
grumbling the
my
whole way
end
down.
of the thing.
Yeah, and you just
Oh,
you
no.
just start going.
Oh no. It's a roller coaster
Staring
ride.
at Donaruvian like,
Dark.
It is the most boring roller coaster ride in the world. Not only
Oh, good.
do you have to manually pump it, but it's a straight line. No up, no down, no left, no right. Straight. Completely straight through a square tunnel.
Straight.
Oh, I hate the straights. Like, after a while, seeing there's a little support rafter to keep the roof up, that gets not interesting. To any sort of detail in the rock has been obliterated by mining it. These are not that very carefully mined tunnels. Probably mined more for speed and exploration, or you can see areas where they expanded it outward for whatever reason to be a little more spacious. But with the little minecart track thing that probably has a name that I don't know, you can move at quite a pace. It's squeaky and loud, but like, not... But it is, you know, there's nothing you can do about it either way. And you get going. You actually do outspeed the dwarf with the broken nose at a point, who is clearly running somewhere. Yeah, do you just like zip past him? Yeah. That's funny. You just zip past
Just
him.
wave.
It's like, oh. Because it's in the dark as well, so just swoosh past. Lucky he wasn't standing on the tracks. Otherwise, he would be a pancake.
Could this
I
get
just
any more
prestidigitation some
confused?
cards on him.
basically what I'm hearing here is if we come across like usurpers, we go carry on going as fast as we can, and we hold out our weapons to the side.
Like Mad Max style.
Yeah, Mad Max style. At a certain point, you actually see some light. Like hours later, you're traveling through a mountain.
We have time to get to know each other.
You have time. What you two do, those two dwarves are just. And I'd say they'd get
questions anyway.
I'd say they'd get tired, but they wouldn't. You know, this is just repetitive motion in a tunnel. This is what dwarves were built to do.
Yeah. Eventually, Vilnora is just lazing in the cart, just watching. Like so.
Donaruvian is not lazing. Donaruvian reclines.
Vilnora attempts to recline gracefully.
He's just lazy.
Fucking.
Can you give me a perception check, Vilnora? Yes. Have fear. Eventually, you see something light. You see light. You have to get pretty close, and I don't know if you would even slow down, but you can see an area where the cavern, the tunnel reaches a natural cavern, and it kind of outwards. But to the side. So the tunnel would keep on going. It's like they touched the very edge of this cannon. But what's interesting is chain link fencing basically blocks the entire thing off, and you can even see dwarven buildings. And behind the fencing, you can see a mining operation that goes into deep, dark tunnels. And who knows, like downwards. It's almost like there's bubbles of cavern, if you know what I mean. They're like very rounded. And this is probably the Flame Churl mine that you were told about. Do you want to slow down or go quiet or go quickly, or how do you want to deal with that? Or do you just want to fucking ignore it and just keep on going? It's not really relevant.
Yeah, if we could slow down just to have a look.
Cheeky peeky.
Just a cheeky peek.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine. In which case, feel free to give me perception checks.
Is that all of us?
Yeah. It's lit up, so you can see it all quite clearly.
Here's the pride and joy of my stat sheet.
Yeah, it's my pride and joy as well.
That was not meant to be an advantage.
Aw.
You got the hiccups now.
Yeah, that's more accurate.
It's a weird dwarven mine in the middle of a tunnel. It's weird.
Underwater.
That it's here. You can see the kind of like cranes and operations. They seem to be bringing things out in metal barrels, but like it's both nondescript and strange at the same time, to the extent that without actually getting out and poking around, you're not really going to get anything. And I imagine you don't want to do that. So you keep on pumping, and you keep on pumping through the tunnel.
Ha.
How dare you innuendo on this very respectful Christian stream that earlier on said, I hate the streets. You're going through this tunnel for over a day. You would totally stop at a certain point and rest. Probably just straight up, like, take a sleep, like, on the wagon, right, and all that kind of thing. But
You can alternate.
I'm not gonna worry about it. The specifics. What I am gonna worry is the future journey as it goes on, and you're tired and getting maybe a little bored of this. Can you give me a perception check, Vilnora?
Just to clarify, we had something that counted as a long rest?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. That's where Jesus comes in.
Jesus is back, and he's gay, and he's angry.
Oh.
You're wheeling. You're pumping. You're pumping and wheeling. And you're going. And Vilnora, you see a pit. You see ahead of you the minecart twist and crack, and there's a crack in the ground, like a crevasse that's formed. And you manage to call out just quick enough to get the thing to stop. Maybe even pulling the brake itself, because it has one, to bring the little wagon thing to a stop right before the twisted, essentially ramp that has been made of the minecart tracks as it goes over this pit. The pit is probably 20 feet wide. There is an area where the stone has kind of fallen through and made a little walkway that is about a foot wide. But the minecart track is... There's no way to continue unless you want to take the super fucking sketchy, risky minecart track jump, there's no way to continue on with it.
Yeah, let me roll that
angle it
landing
up.
check again.
What if we do a sick wheelie?
You can do a flip.
I'm not gonna say it's impossible. It does make a like a lip, like a ramp.
Like, what
It's like-
DC are we talking?
I
Like
can't
25?
I can't disclose that information.
This is like real Donkey Kong Country.
It
shit.
is real Donkey Kong Country shit.
Is there a floating letter in the gap? If not, I don't know if it's worth it.
There is a giant skeleton chasing you.
I guess we get out and have a look around.
I don't feel like falling down a pit today.
Isn't that what dwarves do?
Nah, we don't fall down the pit, we make the pit.
How deep is it down?
Deep enough.
You can actually see the bottom, Vilnora. The others can't.
Awesome.
It
What's
is
at the
just
bottom?
rubble. Actually, rubble that's kind of collapsed in such a way that it's not as sharp as it could be, but it's still got to be at least 60 feet down because the others can't see it, which is a deadly fall, and there's no real easy way to climb back up. It isn't like smooth walls to this break, because it looks like just the earth has shifted, and so there's just, you know, so it's uneven enough that like climbing the surface is possible,
But not fun after you die when you get in it.
And like I said, there is a walkway across from the kind of roof sections collapsing in. Probably there's a roof beam of stone that's been built all the way through just to secure it more, and it kind of connects to the arches and other things. And that chunk here has collapsed down and kind of lodged awkwardly on its side, but seems secure enough. This is like definitely the kind of thing where you can like hear the stone creaking and breathing as you're here, and the little tufts of stone dust.
Maybe we should like go one at a time across this thing and tie someone to it so that just in case they fall, we yank them back.
Who's the lightest?
Everyone looks at Mildora.
Is there any other way? Is this the only way forward?
It's the whole tunnel right now has just been a straight line in every way. It's entirely possible that in that mine, for the Flame Churl's mine, there might have been maybe another branching path, but it would not make the most sense. If there any other way to get across this, you could, in theory, sidle the wall, which is really just a different kind of dangerous. Or you could jump it, or you could...
I was just about to say, I kind of want to try and jump it.
It's 20 foot, isn't it?
That's a fucking risky jumpy. Let's check the world record long jump right now. I know there's jumping rules, but oh good, it's in meters. Which usually I'd be happy about, but not right now. Just under 9. So actually, the world record long jump is just under 9 meters, which is 30 feet. So, this is... It's within human realms a possibility, so it's surely something that would be possible for you to do.
How about I try going across first with like a rope around me? Let's try my thing maybe.
Do you have rope?
Gleefully tying the rope.
Well, I have an explorer's pack, so yes.
If it has ropes in it, then yeah.
I believe so,
I
yeah.
think all of us probably have. I have rope as well.
That's great. You can tie a rope around you and like give it to one of the others. I think this is an acrobatics. You know, this is a slowly arms to the side, hold the Wiimote steady as you cross kind of thing.
Okay, so once I am secure, I will go across this treacherous looking thing and hiya.
Yeah, that's good enough. I mean, there's no wind, which would be the real big issue. And you can actually see better, which means you're not as scared. If someone was doing this in pitch blackness, terrifying. But you're lithe and balanced and get all the way across and can rest on the other side.
Woohoo!
Does anyone else want?
Oh, she's just going. She didn't even tie herself up. She just like walks across.
I love the idea. You know how when you throw a soft toy or a dummy and it just goes. Bleh? I love the idea of just that across.
What?
And then the next, when you have a shot where it's the real person, the next shot is and the last shot, like.
Oh, it's like the stunt dummy. I see what you mean. That's way less graceful than how I was going to describe it. Two across.
Ejected from the other side. She
Two
found a
remain.
cannon and.
Dern will look at Sid and be like, don't know about you, I don't think that thing's wide enough for me, let alone hold my weight.
Would you like me to toss back the rope? We could
Not
hold
my own,
you.
thanks.
I can hold you on this end of the rope if it would make you feel more comfortable.
I'd rather damn well jump this thing, I think.
Denora, after having a look around, is trying to do that lasso thing.
I'll just give you a nod and then take a few steps back to get into a running jump position.
I am ready to catch.
I think Dern will be like, all right, should we go at the same time? Or do you want to go
Hands.
first?
No, let's definitely just go at the same time.
These are
What either side of the stone
Yeah.
across?
It's like
Do-
a race.
Use
Does-
your beards, tie them together.
Raging gives me advantage on strength
Yeah,
checks.
you could get real mad if you want. That's totally an
Yourself in
option.
the face.
Yeah, totally.
I
Go.
can't appropriate the
The
hacker.
hacker, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes sense to be hacker-esque, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Athletics with advantage. Athletics, regular vanilla Coke style, which actually isn't regular. That is the deluxe Coke. I'm sorry, Coca-Cola. Please sponsor me.
Come on, athletics.
Yeah!
I'll take it.
Perhaps to the surprise of at least Vilnora, they take a run up and they just yeet across. They launch. And even land pretty securely. It's not like you land and tumble. It's like you land and like kind of keep on running for a half step. Across. On the other side
like
of the
this-
tunnel.
I feel like this whole situation has very clearly illustrated the difference between dwarves and elves in terms of problem solving.
It has. And it's also a great place to end off. As you are on the other side and judging by the stone, maybe nearing the other end of the tunnel. Great place to say not quite goodbye yet, but get started on it. This is the bit where you talk about your fucking lives, starting with Dungeon Dad.
What up? That's me. I have a YouTube channel. It's called Dungeon Dad. If you go on YouTube and you search Dungeon Dad, you'll find it probably. It's all about D&D stuff, specifically D&D monsters. Also, I'm here. I play here on occasion.
Yes.
That is just a list of facts. What you choose to do with that information is your prerogative. End sentence.
Good. Shelby?
It's
What's up?
me. I have a Twitter, sighing N at sighing N. So if you did want to follow me there, that's pretty much the only place I'll accept it. But otherwise, this is my first appearance on a D&D Twitch show, and
true.
having a fun time.
Debutante.
Now we'll get to the real debutante, Ian.
Well, Ollie did ask us to talk about our fucking lives, so.
Oh!
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that joke. I'm Ian.
Clever.
I'm on like a bunch of Ollie's.
All of them?
shows. Yeah, at the
Right
moment.
now.
All of them. I hold the record for most dead Yarv characters.
Also the record for most Yarv characters.
Well, yeah, but like comparatively, I don't think anyone else has lost more than one Yarv character, and I've lost like 4.
Tesh
Maybe.
has lost 2.
Tesh has
Yes,
lost
Tesh is also unlucky. And he lost another in Star Wars as well, so
That's
there's-
true.
Yeah,
he's
Not a
lost
Yarv character, but an
he's
Ollie
lost
stream.
Olliverse characters.
yeah, that's fair. But yeah, in addition to this, I'm also on the Wednesday game, which is quite different to this, obviously. And then there's a Monday game, which is also quite different to this. Monday game also
Where
features
Monday?
Zoe, and that's a Patreon-only game, so you should go to Ollie's Patreon and subscribe because that's a lot of fun.
If you want to see a game where I play like 2 members of the party who aren't like NPCs, they're just straight up members of the party that I happen to play, that's a game. Where you like, if you ever like see like DM advice, they say, "We'll never do that. Players don't like that," and they're like, "Can we have another like friend? Can we bring another friend along?"
I will also say that the most recent episode of the Monday game features the most recent addition to the legacy of Arvine. That is situations where I somehow die to a door or get something really bad happen to me.
Technically, this is correct. Yes. And it was pointed out by Neil in the session, and I won't explain that further. But it's a pretty cool time. If you want to like get into some Jarviskjir stuff, it's a pretty cool time for multiple reasons. For the shows, the Wednesday show is near the end of like the arc, right? You are basically preparing to go and fight the big bad, which happens to be a green dragon.
Dragon.
The Monday game is going on with a bunch of weird shit. You can kind of drop in at any time on that, and while the world is in strange times, any patron can listen to all of that. So you just support for $1.
Just concluded my character's arc.
Yeah, we basically just did the beginning of Cassia's storyline. It's a very Neil always says it's like a very traditional D&D game because it's here's a bunch of characters and we're like doing your stories one by one more or less. Even though it started and is as a high school game, at this point now they're level 3. Like they've gone from nothing to
Competent.
and this game, of course, is just starting. If you're like coming in late, this game is small and petite and perfectly formed. And I'm really enjoying having a Friday game. I'm also enjoying like the mentality coming into it. So it's very likely we will do another game after this ends. But from whence that comes, I don't know. Also, it's a good time to get into Jarviskjir because Schism exists. Schism is a series of board games set in Jarviskjir being made by me and Josiah. And actually, Zoe is also involved as well. It's super fucking cool.
It's very cool.
If you want more information about that, follow both of us on Twitter. And, of course, follow Arcanist Entertainment on Twitter. Our fucking company. It's a real company with like a name and everything.
You've even got that little bit of legal text that goes at the end of things now.
Yeah, I have emails with a confidentiality notice, like a big boy. On this channel at the moment, I'm working super hard on Schism, which means I want to stream more because I don't know what to do with my life. So we're doing a bunch of random fun stuff. We're doing basically whatever I want. Is it me futzing around in VR? Maybe. Is it me doing a RimWorld game where everyone's goblins? Hopefully. That's really good. And we got a bunch of dumb stuff that we're gonna do. And if you want it, Josiah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I said, "Oh, Doxy, I'll name this character after you," and then they died. like instantly. And,
Usually how that goes.
and I don't know where the body is. They scurried the body away in shame. I don't know where it is.
For later consumption.
We
the
have
goblins.
the
They probably
goblins
ate
have eaten some dwarf before.
Well, that makes a change from this stream where it was elves.
Where it's dwarves eating goblins, right?
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's retaliation. We're in a... It's not like a golden age. It's like a pyrite age. A false gold age of Ollie content right now. And, you know, I hope to bring you something mildly amusing. Or just to keep you some company during all the things that's going on. That's my purpose. And, I hope you're all okay. And, we'll see you next time. I'm going to put a bunch of names on the screen. Some of those names may be connected to real people that give me money. That's how it works. Bye. See you next time. You